Hello and welcome to another pregame show here in week 4, Monday Night Football. I am Matt O'Leary, joined as always by my good friend Connor Long. Connor, how's it going today, my friend?
Matt, I am doing well. Hopefully the Jets lighten my mood, although that has not been something common these past few weeks. But they're on prime time, the first time of the year, one of their two prime time games coming tonight in South Florida against the Miami Dolphins. Matt, if this team wants to get a win within the first 10 weeks of the season, tonight is the best opportunity to do so. You're on the road in Miami against a team that is winless, but like we were talking about before the show, and I'm sure we'll get into right here on the program, they are more talented than their record shows, especially on the offensive side of the ball. I think this offense, Matt, when you look at Devon Achane, when you look at Tyreek Hill, you look at Jalen Waddle, Darren Waller making his season debut, the veteran tight end, coming out to play for Miami tonight. Look, if the Jets continue to miss tackles like we've seen now multiple weeks in a row, if no one in this secondary, frankly, is able to step up behind Sauce Gardner, this could be a rude awakening today. And you're looking at a Miami offense that could potentially put this game out of reach early today should the defense not show up.
Yeah, I think that's honestly a good place to start, right? Everyone sees the records. It's the 0-3 Jets against the 0-3 Miami Dolphins. It's the Suck Bowl. Who sucks more than
Yep.
the other team? And obviously, we want the Jets to get their first win of the season tonight on Monday Night Football on the road. But let's start with the Miami Dolphins offense going up against the Jets defense. The Jets have not tackled well. I'm glad that you called that out because that's one of their biggest issues. And when
Certainly.
you're going up against a team with a ton of speed, with Tyreek Hill, and Jalen Waddle, and Devon Achane, that's going to play a factor in it. So do the Jets just randomly turn it on, or how does this go tonight?
Yeah, certainly. It's going to be interesting to see what this secondary is able to do. And frankly, I wish I had an answer, Matt, and I wish I can sit here and say this defense has played like a top 5, a top 7 unit thus far. But I'd be lying to you because this unit has been borderline unwatchable this season, if we're calling it how we're seeing it. And the biggest thing that I'm concerned about, the biggest player that I'm concerned about is Jalen Waddle, frankly, Matt, because he has the ability to play in the slot. He has the ability to play in the outside. Therefore, expect to see a lot of Jalen Waddle against Michael Carter II, a lot of Jalen Waddle against Brandon Stevens. And I just think that's a disaster waiting to happen. If you've watched Michael Carter II or Brandon Stevens take a single snap this year, it hasn't been all that pretty for those who haven't. So you need this secondary to step up behind Sauce Gardner. And I'm looking at MC2, Brandon Stevens, to rally behind Gardner and at least stay competitive with Jalen Waddle today. My biggest gripe with Brandon Stevens, Matt, is just the lack of effort on these tackling plays that we see and things of that nature. Just the lack of effort. Brandon Stevens, you got paid $36 million this offseason. Come in today against Miami, show Jalen Waddle who's boss, and you got to stay with him because, again, this game can get out of hand real early. Containing a wide receiver core that contains two players of Waddle and Hill's caliber is going to be rough today for New York, and they better step up.
They absolutely better step up. And, I'm looking at this one, and as you just rattled off, I think Jalen Waddle is the receiver that might scare me the most, which is kind of crazy to say because Tyreek Hill plays for the Dolphins, but I think the Jets will have sauce on Tyreek Hill. I feel more comfortable with that. And then you bring up Waddle, who can bounce around from the slot and the outside. Brandon Stevens hasn't looked good. I know AZ Thomas has looked better, but very small sample size. Do you think we see them do anything different defensively tonight that they haven't really done in the first 3 weeks of the year?
I don't know how much they can really do different, Matt, that'll throw Miami off their toes. I mean, Steve Wilkes was asked earlier in the week about the team's tackling issues, and he blamed it on over pursuit and didn't question anyone's effort. Sounds a lot like Jeff Ulbrich and Robert Saleh there. I just don't get the different looks that they could potentially show. I want to see more of AZ Thomas tonight. He's someone who stayed stride for stride with Emeka Ibuka on his limited opportunities last week against Tampa Bay. There's no reason a player they used a third-round pick on shouldn't be playing a prominent role tonight against a very, very talented Miami Dolphins team. I'm looking to see more of AZ Thomas. I just don't know if this team has the personnel to contain these playmakers. Another defensive matchup I'm looking for today is Kiko Mawinoa against Devon Achane. Mike McDaniel, hate him, love his antics on the sidelines, hate it, think he's a good coach, think he's a bad coach. He's able to scheme up an innovative offense, and I think he's really going to look to pick on Jets rookie linebacker Kiko Mawinoa tonight, set to make his first start, fifth-round rookie out of Miami, and he could do that by sending Devon Achane on slip screens, sending Devon Achane on wheel routes right in his direction. Now, Mawinoa has looked solid this season, limited action under 30 defensive snaps. He's stepping into a starting role, however, his fourth career NFL game. He needs a big game. He needs to stay strong in coverage, unlike what his partner has done this year in Jamie Sherwood, the defensive captain. So Mawinoa needs to rise to the occasion in the starting role tonight.
Yeah, I'm really worried, honestly, about the Jets linebacker room right now with the Quincy Williams injury, and he's going to miss at least 4 games on IR.
Yes.
But you mentioned Jamie Sherwood. He's gotten off to a really slow start. Doesn't look like the same guy that he was a year ago. And now you have a rookie who was a day 3 pick, probably has no business playing or starting games right now, better served as a special teamer and like 4th or 5th linebacker. Well, after a couple injuries, here he is. He's going to start against the Dolphins. And is there a tougher test for him right out of the gate with this Dolphin speed? I'm not sure.
Yeah, and you look at the Dolphin speed, and sure, the Jets have played certainly talented opponents this year. All 3 of their first 3 matchups of the year were against playoff teams, 2 of which in Buffalo and Tampa Bay won their division the year prior. But when you talk about just explosiveness, high octane offenses, and offensive firepower, there are few teams that match that of the Miami Dolphins. So I think the Jets defense and secondary in particular is going to face their steepest test tonight after struggling against teams like Buffalo, struggling against teams like Miami. They were okay against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So there are no excuses for this defense, Matt. The Jets defense allows this Miami Dolphins team to score 30, score 35 points. There are going to be people calling for Steve Wilks' head tomorrow morning. So Steve Wilks, you've had a week now to evaluate the week 3 film and what you did wrong against Tampa Bay. Hope you took some positives away from AZ Thomas's performance. Again, I want to see him a lot tonight.
Yeah, without a doubt, I'd like to see some more AZ Thomas too. And the Jets, with it playing on Monday, they have a little extra time to prepare. So do the Dolphins. They played Thursday last week and gave the Bills, I think, a tougher fight than anyone was really expecting. Does that carry over into week 4?
Certainly, it's interesting. I think the biggest thing that plagued Miami's game again was Tua Tagovailoa throwing an interception when they needed to come up at a big moment. But there's no doubt that this Miami Dolphins team has talent, as much as we hate to admit it. And you look at the defense, sure, Matt. And by the way, did you know that Storm Duck was a real name? Did you know that?
No, that's news to me.
So Miami Dolphins starting cornerback, his name is Storm Duck. That is his government name. But unfortunately, he's out tonight. So Storm Duck, surprisingly a starter. That's just a testament to how weak Miami's defense is. He'll be out tonight. Look, I think Miami has the clear advantage offensively than the Jets do. But at the same time, it all boils down to what Justin Fields are we getting tonight? Because if it's Justin Fields of week 1, I'm picking the Jets by 2 scores. If it's Justin Fields of week 2, this team is going to be out of the game by halftime, down 3 scores. So, again, it all hinges on Justin Fields. What is he going to look like today, first game back from a mild concussion?
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned Justin Fields. I think we transitioned to the offense. I saw a couple of people ask for it. We'll get the link in a second for the call-ins in the chat in a little bit here. Just wanted to do some some back and forth talk on this game. And I think for the Jets offense, they're going to need to really establish their run game this week. It's something they did in week 1. They went for over 180 rushing yards, and that's when the offense looked like it was at its best. Unfortunately, Justin Fields did not look good at all against Buffalo, 3 of 11 passing. I think it's important for them to not only run with Justin Fields, but they need Breece Hall to look like the Breece Hall we saw in week 1 and get Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis involved. I want to see all 3 backs and Justin Fields involved in the run game tonight, whoever the fresh and hot hand is.
Certainly, and Miami's defense is weak top to bottom. When you talk about their run defense, they're at the bottom of the league. Passing defense, they have the second worst coverage grade as a team this season from Pro Football Focus. So, how is Justin Fields going to take advantage of that? Is he going to be able to read this defense and tear them apart? Again, the Jets also have to win the turnover battle. That this is the team that hasn't had a single takeaway this season. I want to see a turnover forced on defense. Harrison Phillips spoke to the media on Monday, said that punching the ball out was going to be an emphasis of Jets practices this week. Let's see that come to fruition. Justin Fields, don't throw interceptions, don't lose fumbles, don't allow yourself to get strip sacked. Don't throw an interception like your backup Tyrod Taylor did last week against Tampa Bay. Again, it's about minimizing mistakes, minimizing the missed tackles, and the Jets should be in this game. The way I look at it is Dolphin fans are looking at the Jets and saying, we have our first win of the season, let's go. And then same holds true for the Jets side of things. So, look, it's going to be a very close game. I expect it to be exciting, nevertheless, whoever comes out on top.
Jetpacks, he chimes in with the super chat. Thank you so much, Jetpack. Says,
Yes,
fire
sir.
me up, boys. Go Jets. I really hope, obviously, this is the Jets' first win of the year. I don't think they could afford to go to 0-4. I hate saying this in September, but must-win game for the Jets tonight, Connor?
Dude, I've said every game, Matt, is a must-win game, but like seriously, if they literally lose tonight, I know no one really expected playoffs this year for a team unless you were crazy optimistic. However, like if they lose tonight, their playoff chances literally go down to like 2% or something like that. So the Jets cannot afford to lose. Just win the game. I don't even care about playoff odds. Just win for pride at this point. Just like play with some dignity. All right, Aaron Glenn. All right, New York Jets. Like just get a win because look, it's an easy matchup tonight. But then I don't want to say easy. It's an easier matchup tonight compared to the Jets' schedule down the stretch. Then you face Dallas at home at MetLife. Then you go to London to play the Broncos. Then you come back and play the Panthers. Like, as much as I hate to do this, and I'm not picking this to happen, Jet fans, so don't come screaming at me in the chat, but like, there's a world where if the Jets don't win tonight, they don't get their first win until week 9 against the Cleveland Browns at home. Like, there's a realistic possibility where that happens. Sure, you could beat Carolina at home, but that's no gimme. I think the Carolina Panthers are one of the most, I think, underrated teams in the NFL, despite being blown out yesterday by Tampa Bay. Again, I just think that offense and how weak the Jets have been on defensively is a huge issue. But yeah, I mean, you don't want to be 0-8, 0-7, 0-9. Please just win tonight, Jet fans. Win tonight. Dana, thank you for the correction. Yes, Cleveland is week 10. So Cincinnati's week 9 and then Cleveland's week 10. Could you imagine an 0-9 start, Matt?
No, I don't want the Jets to get to that point. If it would feel like their season is in a free fall. If you get one tonight, even at 1-3, like I know that's not a good record. They have a game I will call a tough game against Dallas.
Yeah,
because they put up a lot of points. It doesn't matter that CeeDee Lamb is out. They put up 40 against Packers team that has playoff and Super Bowl aspirations. So it's not going to be easy. So get one tonight, and I think we feel a lot better about the direction of this team.
Certainly, they have to win tonight. This is a must-win game. Must-win game. And again, not only does the game, make the record look a little bit better and, we have a win, but it's also, again, just pride for dignity at this point. Just win a football game. You've lost 3 games to open the year, and I wanted to get into this with you, Matt. I think,
Sure.
Fans have every right to be disappointed. They want to see results with Glenn right away, but I think it's easy to forget the fact that, cultures and establishing a winning organization, especially when you're a first-year head coach, especially when you're coming into the New York Jets organization, is freaking difficult. It's hard. And I think people are looking at the Jets' first 3 matchups like they got blown out 30-0 in all 3 games against bottom 5 teams in the NFL. The Jets had one of the hardest 3-game slates among teams in the NFL to open their year. They had a lead against Pittsburgh most of the game. Buffalo, that was brutal. Cross that off the list. But Tampa Bay, you had a lead with under 2 minutes to play. You lose by 2 points there against, again, one of the best teams in the NBA. People want results. I get it. Trust me, Jet fans. I get it. But let's not act like this is a team that is 0-3 and got blown out by 30 points all 3 games against bottom 5 teams. in the NFL. This team stayed competitive, and I think that's what we wanted. Again, 0-3, not condemning it, not saying that it's good that they're 0-3 or it's okay that they're 0-3. What I'm simply saying is like, let's lay off of this coaching staff a little bit. The Jets
Yeah,
have had leads in the fourth quarter against two of their 3 games. Like, I think we need to calm down to a degree here, Matt.
I think that's totally fair. I'm with you on that. It's 3 teams that are combined what 4, 7, 10-2 through their first 4 weeks of the season. So it's
Yeah.
it was tough sledding. I wanted to pull this up because Dano asked for it, and I will always appease our guy Dano. He wants to know the weather in Miami. Partly cloudy. There's a chance of rain, but only 15%. It's going to be in the mid to low 80s as the night goes on. It'll end up dropping to the lower 80s. So I don't think weather will play much of a factor in this one, Connor.
Yeah, certainly. Solid football weather. Not going to be a big issue tonight. Just win the football game. I don't care if there's thunderstorms. I don't care if it's 95 degrees. Please just win. We want to hear what you guys have to say. Throw all your questions, your comments, your thoughts in the chat for us to get to. Matt threw it in on his show there. You guys can call into the show with the link in his chat. If you're watching on my channel, you can call into the show with the link in the description down below. Be sure to smash the like button. Hit subscribe, folks. 323 you guys in the building, hanging out with us across all platforms. Thank you for the support as always, Matt. 323 Jet fans watching a Jet pregame show in September while the Jets are 0-3. Find me a fan base like that. If we were doing a Tennessee Titans pregame show right now, that number might be in the single digits.
We might have two people watching. No, I want to look. I want to do some pregame shows before some big games. Can the Jets rattle off some wins and be like, I don't know, they're 7-7 and going into their final couple of games. Like, can they get over the hump and make the playoffs? That's obviously very, very wishful thinking. I'm not predicting that to happen here, but a guy can wish for it. No, I want to cover a good team.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, I had the Jets in my official schedule prediction. I had them starting 2-6 and being 8-8 going into their final game of the season. So there's a world where that happens. Like, if you can just, when's the bye? Week 10, I believe it is. So I think if you can have 4 wins at the bye, what is that? Be 4-6?
I'm sorry, it's eight games. So bye is week 9. Out of the bye is week 10 against Cleveland.
Be 4-4 at the bye. Be 4-4 at the bye. Get it done. Get it done. Win tonight against Miami. That's 1 win. Go home, string something together against Dallas. You could win there. Beat Carolina and beat a Jake Browning-led Cincinnati Bengals team. You're back on schedule at the bye. A lot easier said than done. Absolutely. A lot easier said than done. But get it done, Aaron Glenn. All this talk this offseason, all this hype, all this anticipation, there's no reason you can't win, 2 out of these next 4 games.
DTN, who's a member of Connor's channel, chimes in, says, boys, Jets secondary need to have takeaways against turn the ball over. So the Jets and the Dolphins, only 2 teams left that haven't had a defensive turnover yet. Is this finally the week, Connor, where the Jets are able to turn over a quarterback?
I believe so. And I'm very, very, I keep it real when talking about the Jets and expectations. I do, because I think the Jets are going to send a lot of blitz tonight. I think the Jets are going to send a ton of blitz. They blitz Baker Mayfield 40% of the time. I think we see a Steve Wilkes game plan where, it's 40, 42%. You're seeing blitzes against Baker Mayfield today. Not Baker Mayfield, excuse me, Tua Tagovailoa today. That's the way to get to him. When you let him go through his progressions, when you let Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Darren Waller get open all the way downfield, that's where he thrives. The Jets can't allow him to do that today. I know Jermaine Johnson, he's not active, unfortunately, for the 2nd week in a row now, but get it done. Create pressure on the outside, Will McDonald. You had a 2-sack game 1. You've been quiet these past 2 weeks. Defensively, obviously, the heroic block field goal last week against Tampa Bay. Get a sack today, Will McDonald. Quinnen Williams, make your presence felt on the interior. Let me see some more of Jawan Briggs. He looks great in limited action. So I think the Jets have to force a turnover and apply pressure today.
Yeah, I liked you bringing up the pressure there. I think that's really important because last week we talked about the Jets going up against the beat-up offensive line, and I get it. There were a ton of holding penalties in that game, and I think the defensive line played mostly good in that game. but they only had one sack. I think you need more than one sack against Tua and the Dolphins. And that pressure, I think, is when you will see him make the mistake. Because if he's standing back there and has like all day to throw, then you're going to see the high octane offense that we've seen against the Jets a lot. And let's be honest, Miami, especially down in Miami, has owned the Jets in recent years. They haven't beaten Miami on the road in Miami since 2014. In 2015, they won, but they was in London. Since then, from 2016 to now, they've lost on the road against the Dolphins.
Absolutely brutal. I mean, let's be real. I know we don't like Tua. We don't like the Dolphins. I agree. Absolutely. However, let's not pretend that this Miami team, like I mentioned, has no talent, is terrible, no offensive talent. Like, if you give Tua time, he's a more than capable quarterback in this league. As much as I think Dolphins fans would hate to hear that, when he has time, he's able to go through his reads, able to keep his eyes downfield, go through his progressions. He's a damn good quarterback and could make a defense pay. Pressure, pressure, pressure. That's the name of the game today.
How about this question? Will Justin Fields run less today due to coming off of his concussion? What's your opinion?
Interesting question there, Eric. I think he's going to run the same amount today. I don't think it's really going to hinder him. I mean, this isn't a concussion that had him sidelined multiple weeks. He was practicing the first day. He was practicing, I think, Tuesday or Wednesday it was, whenever the Jets started practice for the Monday night game. I don't think it's going to hinder him too much. But, Matt, have you noticed, like, the Jets really don't want their quarterbacks running a ton this year? Like, there were – the first play that comes to mind for me was that final play against Pittsburgh where Justin Fields could have picked up the first down with his legs, and then he decided to just throw it to Garrett Wilson. The Jets really have seemed to want their quarterbacks to stay in the pocket as long as possible and be passing quarterbacks. But let's not forget, Matt Fields had a historic outing just 2 years ago against the Miami Dolphins, 178 rushing yards when he was with the Chicago Bears, set the single game record for quarterback rushing yards in a game. Let's see if he's able to replicate that today. You know, I think we see anywhere from 5 to 10 running plays from Justin Fields to maybe are designed. So, look, I don't think we're going to see Justin Fields running the ball a copious amount, but at the same time, I don't think he's just going to be, packed into the pocket.
No, and unfortunately, something that we've seen from Justin Fields his entire career, but through the first two games that he played, and even saw from Tyrod Taylor last week, the Jets quarterbacks hold on to the ball forever, man. They just hold on to it for so long. I especially with Fields, and I know he's coming off the concussion, so maybe he's apprehensive about it. But if something's not there right away, just tuck it and run. He's a big play waiting to happen. Yeah. And this Dolphins defense, they really struggle against the rushing quarterbacks. And you called out that game. I think it was Fields' rookie year, or
it was rookie, yeah.
Yeah, it was a rookie year against Miami. They ran for, I think it was 140 yards. I think it was Fields had. I'll pull it up right now.
178.
178. I was off.
It was 2022. I saw the film on this when the Jets signed him. It's the single game rushing record for a quarterback. That's the year, man. People forget this. He received MVP votes that year. The Bears traded away the number 1 overall pick because he was incredible that year, but 178 rushing yards.
Yeah, it was a wild game for him. Hopefully we see something similar. I don't know if he's going to go for $178, but I hope the Jets as a team rush for about 178 yards tonight.
Yeah, and I think if Breece Hall continues to perform the way he has these past 2 weeks, I will write an article after the game, and I'm sure certainly that conversation is going to be sparked about fans is what do you do with Breece Hall, because the trade deadline is about 4 to 5 weeks away, and he continues to perform at this rate. There's a compelling case to potentially ship him out of town. So those conversations will get underway shortly should he continue his 2-game slump.
I hope so. Jack says Quinn Williams strip sack loading. I was saying I hope so to this.
Yes.
Not I hope so to that they trade Breece Hall. My brain got a little ahead of itself. No, I got a little ahead of myself there. My apologies. Was looking at the chat, but I think Quinn Williams is honestly looked pretty good through the first 3 games of the year. Was great against the Steelers in week 1. Last week, I think he had a strong game, even if the box score might not really say it. He was kind of all over the field. I think he has to have a big one tonight. And if the Jets defensive line does get home, I think it's going to be the interior pass rush.
Certainly. And I think it's the interior pass rush because I don't think the Jets are able to, really generate much on the outside, with the exception of obviously Will McDonald. I'll say this though, I do want to see more of Tyler Barron today, where his old stomping grounds were at Hard Rock Stadium from his time at the University of Miami. I thought he played a pretty solid game last week against Tampa Bay. Granted, minimal opportunities. He had a great run stop right at the line of scrimmage on Bucky Irving. So I'm looking to see some Tyler Barron tonight on the outside. I mean, who are you prioritizing on the outside as Jermaine Johnson, continues to deal with an ankle injury that is a little concerning for me, granted the injury history we've seen the past few years.
It's got to be Will McDonald, because I don't have any faith in any of the other Jets edge rusher, which is unfortunate, right? Like, yeah. I wish there was someone depth-wise that I could come in and say, oh, well, this guy is going to have a big day. I just frankly don't see it. I don't think, Michael Clemens, he's going to start and play a lot again tonight because they don't have anybody else. But I think if anyone on the edge is going to get pressure and make some plays, it would have to be Will McDonald.
Who do you think they're going to line up opposite Will McDonald the majority of the amount of snaps tonight? Do you think they go big a solid amount of times with Quinnen tonight?
I'm not opposed to it because, again, I like their interior defensive line, I think, a little bit better than their edge. So if they go big, that might be honestly the best way to go about, fixing their issues on edge.
I'll pull up this picture, Matt. Something I tweeted out after last week's game against Tampa Bay. This is what we can't see from Will McDonald, from Andre Cisco, from frankly anyone on this Jets defense. Look at this, Matt. The Jets, for context here, the Jets allowed Bucky Irving to gain 25 yards on this play.
Yeah, I mean, if over pursuit was an image, right? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Jets in the frame here, and he somehow gets out of this tackle and then gets a big play. So just obviously can't let that happen this week.
And if you look at it, nobody took good angles on this play at all. Quincy's like already falling down before Bucky Irving has made contact with him. I can't even tell who that is, just in the middle of the field in a 3-point stance. Looked like it was, that's one of the clips you see, like when you're, you see those videos, Matt, where someone just pauses mid-game and it's like his controller died. That's a fair edit to describe whoever that Jet defender is. And then, like, you look at this, Clemens is just waiting there. There's no over pursuit. Like, I think that comment was utterly ridiculous by Steve Wilks. Nobody is showing any effort on this play. Nobody's trying to get downhill. Nobody's trying to get to the open field to make this play. You can't see much of that. And you guys think Bucky Irving's explosive? Wait until you see Devon Achane reach 25 miles an hour tonight.
Hopefully we don't see it very often, but we do have our first call on the line. I do want to go to the call line. Let's go out to NYJD 16. What's going on? Jets Afterburners in the house.
What's going on, Matt, Connor, man, the OGs, man? What's going on?
I am doing very well, my friend. How are you, Dan?
I'm great. I'm hyped for this. Again, I get it that the defense has not been looking good so far, but I remember with the Herman Edwards era, when he first started off, the defense did not look good at all. I remember the Jets, Niners, Kevin Barlow just went all over us, and we're like, this is never going to work. But give it some time. Look, I'm going to raise my hand. I was the first one. I was very trigger happy last week. I did not like the dance. I didn't like nothing. And then after like a couple of days, I'm like, hold on a second. This is one of our own. Yeah. I need a head coach that has that fire, that passion in there. And it's just going to translate through the whole entire locker room. This is what we wanted. The culture change. The culture change starts one step at a time. I love the fact that after the game, he started clapping. And a lot of people don't understand that. But where he came from at Detroit, when they were 3-13, he saw probably similarities. Last week and his first year at Detroit, there are subtle changes happening with the New York Jets. Give it a little bit of time. I think this is going to work out very, very well for us New York Jet fans. Give it a little bit. Win tonight. Win tonight. You go into against Dallas, anything can happen. Look at the Giants yesterday, beating the Chargers. Just don't give up. Now, you guys are always there. You guys are lethal. Awesome.
Thank
But
you.
just for the normal Jet fan out there saying, "Oh, I watched this again. I saw this again." The negative Nellies. Pump the brakes a little bit. Give Aaron Glenn the time that he needs. He's one of ours. He saw it first in 96, 94, 95, 96, a losing program. And then Parcells came in. Change that narrative. Give him time. It'll all work out. I'm hyped tonight, as you guys already know. We win tonight 37, 38, 38 points to 14. The defense shows up tonight.
Okay. I hope you are right.
Shows up tonight.
I love it. I love the
I hope you're right,
positivity.
Dan.
Positivity. Thanks for checking in with us before the game.
Let's go Jets, baby.
Go Jets. Oh, man. Connor, do you buy it? 38-14?
I think I'll say this. I think there's a better chance Miami scores 38 points than the Jets do.
Oh, come on now.
I know I hate it.
Positive guys.
I hate it. Matt, you're the even killed guy here on the show. I'm the mood swingy Jet fan each week.
No, I get it.
I don't think anyone's going to score 38 points today. I think it's going to be similar to the Pittsburgh game. So not quite 38, but certainly high scoring, creeping in that 30 range. I'm tired of going to the games, and I'm guilty of this the first 3 weeks, just wanting to see positives and things to build off of, obviously alongside a win. Now it's you put yourself in such a corner where I don't even care if you have 96 total yards of offense and you just win. All right, fine. Just win at all costs.
Find a way to win. It doesn't matter if it's 13-9 or something ugly, right? Just get on the board.
I've tried almost everything to garner any sort of mojo with this team, Matt, and I think I'm going to try something new. I think I'm not going to wear a jersey for tonight's game. I know I'm rocking the Sauce Gardner jersey, but every single game since I've been a Jet fan, I've worn a jersey. The Jets are 0-3. We have to try something.
Change it up.
Exactly.
I don't mind that. No jersey tonight. If you're in on no jersey, I'll go no jersey too. We'll do it together.
Let's roll with that. And if they win, we ride that out until it stops
working. Until they lose.
Exactly.
Sweet. All right, man. Let's keep it rolling with the calls. We got our guy Gary out on the line. Gary, what's going on?
I was just gonna ask you guys what jersey I should rock. Should I go with something old school? Now I'm going to go no jersey. See, I just got the undershirt. I was going to put the jersey on for the game, but if you guys are going no jersey, let's do this together.
I think that's the move for now. Until it doesn't work, we're going to go no jersey.
I was going to go old school jersey. I went out with Alan to a bar to watch the Bills game. I'm like, I want my Curtis jersey. I'm going to go wear an old school jersey. No more active players till we win a game.
Okay.
That's not really working. I can break my Tebow jersey out, but I think Tony Adams. I can wear the Adams jersey. I got the white.
Okay, there you go.
Wear that.
You got it in white. We're the only.
Yeah.
I think we might be the only two people, with the exception of his family. Well, people who paid money to wear Tony Adams' jersey.
What was he, a 7th round pick, or was he
undrafted?
I mean,
undrafted.
Came out of nowhere, and then he was starting, and he was good for about 2 years, and then it just really not been good. Yeah. I also have an extra. I have a Gibson jersey too. Should I wear that?
Oh my god!
I love that guy. He's from Dallas. Walked on to Stephen F. Austin, and then he was on the Jets in training camp, and I had to look him up to make sure it was the same guy. It's the 5'5" receiver that went to Stephen F. Austin, from Joe Wilson High School. That guy's on the Jets, and then he made the team, and he got the touchdown, the punt return touchdown to win game 1. I was like.
And then he fumbled 10 times over 30 returns.
and then he couldn't hold on. I wanted to be his biggest fan. Him and Clemens. They're both local guys. They both have cool stories. They just came from nowhere. And they're terrible. They're both horrible. I used to call into Jake's show trying to defend Mike Clemens. I got to stop now. I got to just take the L and just stop.
Yeah, you'll get killed if you try doing that. He is public enemy number 1.
Yeah, I stopped last year. The last time I defended him was the Halloween game because he got that sack in the Halloween game last year.
That might have been his best game with the Jets, honestly.
Or that was the last game. I'd say the Packers game when he blocked that punt, and he was actually good his rookie season too. People forget that. He was actually pretty good his rookie year. He was a rotational guy who gave you special teams value, and then he just dropped off.
The thing is, though, he's older. He's one of those COVID babies where he played like 6-7 years of college football. Like he was at A&M. Well, he wasn't always at A&M. He went to community college and stuff, but he was in college for a long, long time.
Yeah.
Like he's like 28.
He is.
Like he's not. Yeah, he's old. Like he's old. But I know you guys are Mets fans too, and this happened last year. I don't want it to happen again. Last year, when the Mets lost to the Dodgers in Game 6, on the same day, the Jets lost to Pittsburgh. I think it was Monday. Was it Monday or Thursday?
That was a Monday night game. You're right.
Yeah.
Same night.
Wait, no, I think that was a Sunday night game.
Was it Sunday night?
Yeah.
I remember it was.
Yeah.
Because I was going back and forth and I was getting my heart broken all over the place. Yesterday, the Mets season ended. I can't have the Jets season end today. I can't. Right? I can't watch this. They have to win today. Even if it's just kicking the can down the road for another week. I can't watch them lose. I can't watch 0-4. I'm gonna and no Mets in the playoffs. I'm liable to do something crazy, guys. Like and then I got the Nets. We're already doing mock drafts on my show. Like the season's already over. Like I have nothing for a year now.
And now I'm seeing these posts, and Gary, us and Net fans would understand of like Ben Saraf potentially being like a rotational player.
This is what we're talking about. Yeah,
just give me a break. I mean, with the Mets, I was watching yesterday's game, and I was just like, these past few weeks I've been saying, even if they make the playoffs, they're just going to get wild. Anything could happen, but they're going to get killed.
They had no pitch.
No, anything could happen, but they could beat the Dodgers. That was out. That was not on any.
No, they could. And also, frankly, the Reds were more deserving of a playoff spot. I hate to see this.
They beat us 2 out of 3.
Yeah, they did.
I've been an optimistic Mets fan my whole life, but like when you look at the Mets, you look at the Reds. The Reds were clearly more deserving. The Mets are one of the most streaky teams in the league. Last year, they happened to be in the Yankees position where they got off to a rough start to the year, and then they're the hottest team in baseball going into the playoffs, and you're able to do some damage there. Baseball typically rewards the teams that are the hottest entering the postseason, and then you go on a run. Like, as much as I hate to say it, like the Yankees are World Series contenders this year. I hate it. Yankees are my least favorite team in all of sports. I hate the Yankees. I hate the Yankees fans. I just hate their guts. I hate everything around the Yankees. But
I'm with you.
They're contenders.
The other thing I hate besides the Yankees is the Cowboys. And I was at a cookout on Friday. Right? We were grilling, and like we were talking with Cowboy fans. I'm in Fort Worth, so it's all Cowboy fans, and like they were saying, "Well, we're gonna lose to the Packers," but then we got the Jets. Looking at, we can get that one. I was looking at it the same way. Like we might be 0-4, but we could beat the Cowboys. And they all kind of chuckled and said, "We're not losing to you." And I thought that was interesting. They didn't say we're going to beat you because we're better than you. It's like, we're not going to lose to you because you're that bad. It was like the interesting verbiage thing. Like,
Interesting.
We're not going to lose to you. Like,
I don't know. The Jets usually play the Cowboys pretty tough.
Yeah.
But why are we always like, I understand why we're perceived that way, but why are we always bad? Like, I don't have any more good answers. Like, the team sucks, right? And, like, other people just look at you like, we're not going to lose to that guy. Like, we may lose all these other games, but we're not going to lose to him. I remember 2 years ago, or 3, Zach's rookie year, we played Houston, right? And I was at this boxing show, a little club show in Houston, and they had the Texans schedule up, like with all the wins. It was like late August with all the wins and losses, and it was L, and then they played the Jets and they put W, and the rest of the games were L's again. It's like, why are we viewed that way? I mean, I guess why I can guess why we're viewed that way, but what do you do about
so bad? Just why?
Yeah, like that's really my question.
I wish I had an answer.
Yeah, I mean, it's so, I mean, the Jets are just the laughing. They can't literally get anything right. It's brutal. Everything they do, they make headlines. Everything they do, they're laughed at. It's just the only thing that heals that is winning. And the Jets haven't won more than 7 times in a season since 2015.
What year were you born?
2011.
2011. So you've never seen them make the playoffs, right?
No.
That's tough.
He's in high school, man. He's in high school. I thought it was bad when I was a kid. I at least had seasons they made the playoffs.
Yeah, no, I have never seen a playoff game. The best I've seen them go since I've been a fan. I was alive for 2015, but like since I've actually been following this team, 7-10.
Oh well, yeah, you're already old enough for the 10-6 season.
Yeah, so That's all I know.
Win
Losing.
for Connor. We got to win for Connor. This is ridiculous.
There we go.
It really is, though. Like, I always complain because I'm 42. I've been watching sports since I'm 5. All 3 sports. That's 37 years. Mets, Jets, and Nets. I've never seen a title. He's never seen the Jets make the playoffs.
No, when I was young, they were good. I got into it in the early 2000s, and they were making the playoffs just about every other year.
Yeah.
That's
so
great.
you're about 30. You're 30.
Yeah, I'm 30.
Okay. So, yeah, that was prime time. That was the only, and it wasn't even all that good. It was just they were an acceptable franchise for about 10 years.
Just normal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Normal for us is like the greatest thing possible. It's like, all right, we went 9-7 2 years in a row. Let's raise a banner.
Oh,
I just miss being a respectable team. Like I don't need to win a Super Bowl right away. It'd be nice, but like, can we just go 10-7? Is that and make a playoff?
Win more than 7 games.
It's not hard for anybody else. Even the Bears. My wife's a huge Bears fan. Her family's from Chicago, right? Like all of her family's from Chicago. Huge Bears fan. They're terrible too. They make the playoffs every once in a while, right? Like they went to a Super Bowl. Not, I guess it's been almost 20 years now, but like. I was listening to a show and it said the Jets haven't been to the Super Bowl since '69, and my daughter looks at me like in disbelief, like, "Daddy, that's a joke, right?" I'm like, "No, it's not."
No, that's very real.
That's real.
Yeah,
not even one. Like,
definitely not a joke. I wish it was.
No, it's real. So, why did you pick this team? I'm like, I picked them when I was 5, and there's like that's it.
And that's it.
Not really. Yeah, I don't even know why I picked them.
Yeah.
Anyway, Gary, thanks.
That's what we're going with.
Right. Gary, thanks for the call. I love it. Good stuff from our friend Gary. We got a few more calls here on the line, so I want to keep it rolling. We have Yeti up next. Yeti, what's going on, man?
Oh, dude, Gary cracked me up. That's awesome. I'm Nets, Jets, and Mets my whole life too. So like, I respect them. It's rough. It's been a rough life. I'm only 26, and you can see all this. Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So I want to bring it back real quick to I think last time I called and talked to you guys, I think I had like a Foley jersey and maybe a Boomer Esiason jersey over my shoulder, and I asked you guys which one I should wear. Well, I started off last game with Esiason, number 7, and didn't go so well. Switched over to Corbett in the second quarter. Didn't go so well. Switched over to Mo Lewis in the third quarter. At least the defense solidified a little bit, or Bulls took the gas off the brakes. One or the two, one of the others. And I finished off the game with Foley, number 4, and we came back and we were almost there and we almost won. So should I start this game with Foley, or should I just do what you guys are doing and go no shirt, no jersey, and just rock like a random green shirt like I'm wearing?
I think we ride with the no jersey this week. I think we get as many people as we can on the no jersey and just see if it works. And if it does, when we do the same thing against Dallas, if they lose tonight, then you go back to a jersey.
All right. Okay. So are we setting the precedent here? Us and the fan base, how many colors we got?
Yeah, we had a few already that said that they're going to do the same thing. So we got to let everybody know.
Certainly.
All right. Let's set it in stone right now, guys. No jerseys. Let's win. I'll talk to you later.
Later, Yeti. Thanks for the call.
Yes, sir. Awesome. We're getting everyone on this train, Matt. And as we are doing this, the Jets have actually released their inactive list.
Okay.
And it is very confusing.
Let's pull it up.
To say the very least. Yeah, I'll get it up for us right here on the show. This is the list of today's inactives. Tyler Johnson, who made a start last week, is a healthy scratch.
Okay.
Jarvis Brownlee expected. Nwangu Johnson expected. Esapola, he's been a healthy scratch every game. Jelani Woods, puzzling for me. I thought today was a perfect opportunity for him to break out against a Miami Dolphins defense that has been very susceptible to allowing tight ends to play well. And Leonard Taylor III had a great game. A tackle behind the line of scrimmage, was disruptive up front. You're without Jermaine Johnson, and you continue to make this guy a healthy scratch. It's, some of these That's been my biggest gripe with this regime, Matt. The blatantly obvious roster decisions, whether you talk about the 53-man roster or healthy scratches, it's brutal.
Yeah, he played 31% of snaps too last week. So it's not like he played a small amount. 33% in week 2, 31% in week 3, healthy scratch in week 4. That's a little confusing.
Certainly. Very, very puzzling. I don't get it, but if it leads to a win, I'll understand it. Win the game.
Just find a way to win the game.
Exactly.
We'll get back to the calls in a second, but want to pull up this super chat. Jack says riding no jersey, but Jets chain. Okay, that counts. I'm good on that.
There we go. I like that. Yeah, we're gonna get, and then if they win, Matt, we'll go famous for it.
Yeah, we did it. We fixed the Jets. We just can't wear jerseys when we watch them.
Like how the guy did the what was that in 2022 where he like flipped a coin and he got like the schedule right until like week 12 or something like that. That was
a hell of a run, the coin flipper.
Yes. Yeah. And then I still can't get over the fact that they were 7-4 and finished 7-10.
I know.
Can't get it. It's the Jets. I can't expect anything more.
Let's get back to the calls. Will is up next. Will, what's going on?
Hey guys, how are we?
Doing well. Good. How are you?
Good. You know, you gotta. I mean, I'm Mets, Jets, Islanders, Knicks actually. So we overlap on a good amount of those, man. I'm not sure your basketball allegiance actually, but yeah. I mean, rough season. You gotta flush it, right? I mean, can't make sports matter that much to you. Like, I mean, obviously it's tough, but
it's hard.
It's tough, but yeah. I mean, I'll keep it Jets. So despite that rather, concise, can't let sports matter all that much. I would have a lot to say about the Mets, but yeah, I mean, in terms of the Jets, I think tonight is a barometer for like things we all wanted to see this year and like come out of at least this early season part with like, at least not the like what do we have in the staff? How much talent do we actually have? Have we overrated all the talent that we have? Do we have to really, because there's already been some screaming holes to me that I'm like, oh my God, I didn't realize we had holes there. I didn't realize that Michael Carter II might be cooked. I didn't realize that, Brandon Stevens, we all kind of knew what that might be. But yeah. I think one concern like that I've really had with this defense and like Steve Wilks, say what you want about him. I don't know what we have there, but like, yes. I did see like a tweet recently that was like, how can any scheme work if you can't tackle? And okay, I understand that. That is a really good point though. Like, why can this team not tackle? I don't know if that's, to me, that's not necessarily Aaron Glenn cannot, instill, anger and aggression in these guys or there's some sort of, coaching problem with that. But it just seems like year after year, this team doesn't fit, like is not able to tackle human beings, which is such a large part of good defenses.
Yep.
And I see game after game game after game of like good, well-run teams. And they have their cornerbacks who are just the same. It's not a size thing. It's not like Sauce Gardner can't tackle. It's not like Brandon Stevens can't. I mean, he's been better, but like all of these guys, like they should be able to do this. And I just see on a nightly basis, well-run teams just finish tackles when they need to, stop people on third down with just a timely good tackle instead of letting them bounce off 3 guys and go 20 yards. And then, that's just one thing I want to start seeing from this team. And like, I don't know if it can change. I mean, 3 games is not a large sample, but each game it's almost gotten worse every time. So yeah, I mean, obviously I'm not like this team needs to make the playoffs. I mean, it's annoying that I have to say that year after year for this team because we should want that, but I want to see some fight. I want to beat these loser Dolphins. I'm sick of losing to the freaking Dolphins, man.
It's brutal. They lost 9 out of their last 10 at Hard Rock Stadium. That
Javon Holland return, I'll never get out of my head.
Nope. Yep. Oh my God.
Just sick of it. And Tua stinks. Like, let's stop propping this guy up and letting him win these games. And they desperately need one like us. Let's win this game.
Dude, I'm with you. And they got to create a turnover too, right? Like it's time for this defense to get a turnover, especially against a quarterback that's turned it over 5 times through the first 3 games of the year.
I'd love to see it. I mean, I don't want to bang on Sauce, but like, can he ever get one? That would be nice. You know, we pay him $30 million a year now. Like, would like to see him get a pick.
Yeah, definitely. The way I look at it is just you have to win at all costs, no matter what it is. I'm tired of just looking for positives. Just get a win. You can't go 0-4. 0-4 is terrible. Like, and again, I said this to Matt earlier in the show. Will just play for pride at this point. Just win the game for your own dignity. Not even playoffs. Not even playoff picture. Not even for the division. Just win a game. You're 0-3 for the first time since 2021. Yes, 2021. Robert Saleh's first season as this team's head coach. So get a win tonight against Miami and just have some sort of luck trending in your direction.
I didn't know that Saleh only went 0-3 once. That's actually pretty good on him, I guess.
Well,
that was a pretty crazy interaction with Liam Cohen. Did you guys talk about that?
I did see that. Yeah.
Oh my God. That was more fight than he ever had for us.
Yeah, and he didn't even say anything. Like, he mentioned like sign stealing, which I'm sure Liam Cohen got pissed off about. But it was like he mentioned like it was completely legal or whatever. What he assumed Jacksonville was doing.
He said legally stealing signs.
Yes.
I mean, that's not that crazy of a thing to say.
No,
it's not
not outlandish at all.
Although then he did say he was, gonna literally kill this guy. I mean, he was saying crazy stuff to Liam. But yeah. I mean, I'm with you. Let's get a win. Let's win this fucking game. I'm so sick of it. I'm just sick. Win games.
Thanks for the call, Will. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks, guys.
See you, Will.
Yeah, it's time, man. They got to find a way.
Spoken like a true Jet fan right there.
All right. We got the name changed. Robert Saleh is on the line. It was Brick Johnson.
Yes, it was Brick Johnson. I saw that.
What's going on? How's it going? Anything? What's going on? How we feeling?
Oh,
drop
Wi-Fi bug.
Sorry, they were in the car. Unfortunately, call back. We'll try it again.
Yes, certainly.
All right, let's go out to Max. He's been waiting a while.
Can you guys hear me?
We can, loud and clear.
A couple points I want to make. So my first point is, I think the Jets played sloppy. First 3 quarters against the Buccaneers. Then they played better in the fourth quarter. And then I think they showed some fight in the Buccaneers game. And then my second point is, Glenn was like, oh, this is not the same old Jets. If you want to prove you're not the same old Jets, you got to beat the Dolphins. The Dolphins look like the worst team in the National Football League so far this season. They lost 33-8 to the Indianapolis Colts. They lost a close game to the New England Patriots, and they lost to the Buffalo Bills. So we got to get our first win. As I agree with, the defense has been horrible the first 3 weeks. Like, we allowed 34 points to the Steelers.
Now we're losing Max. I don't know what he was going to say.
The Wi-Fi bug is hitting all.
It looked like Max was walking around. I don't know where he was.
He's a college student, so he's probably in the dorm hallways. I'm assuming. I think he's outside now. Should we?
Okay, yeah. Let's go back to Max. It looks like you stayed.
Can you guys hear me now? Because the Wi-Fi has been bad.
You cut out there for a little bit, but we pulled you back up. It looked
a little bit, but like my Wi-Fi was bad. So what I was saying is that my third point was that I think our defense has played better. Like, tackling needs to be better. As I say before, like the guys say before, like the Sundays, like a lot of teams, like better run teams had like better tackling than us. So we got a better tackle, and then we got to use Breece Hall more and Justin Fields' legs. The Dolphins defense is horrible. They allowed 150 yards on the ground. I'm more of an optimist. I think we can win our next 2 games. We'll beat the Dolphins. I think we'll beat the Dolphins tonight, and then we can win next week versus the Dallas Cowboys. Because I understand the Cowboys put up 40 points, but honestly, the Packers defense can play good. And then they allowed the Chicago Bears 31 points. The Bears' offense has been horrible the first 2 weeks, but they allowed the Cowboys like 31 points. So I'm optimistic. I think we can win our next 2 games.
I hope you're right, Max. It starts tonight, though. We can't look too far ahead, 1 game at a time, but find a way to beat the Miami Dolphins. I like your idea of running with Justin Fields and Breece Hall.
Sounds good.
There we go.
Thanks, Max.
Someone else I want to see get involved in the rushing attack is like Braylon Allen too. We had all these expectations saying he was gonna, pick up a huge role in the rushing attack. We really haven't seen much from Braylon Allen. I want to see him get involved tonight against Miami. You talk about running back by committee. Stay true to your word, Aaron Glenn.
Absolutely. Someone else on the move as well. We're gonna go out to Tanner checking in. Tanner, what's going on?
What's going on, guys? Just left the office, got my Jets shirt on, ready to go tonight.
Nice.
But yeah, I guess just wanted to just a quick point. Like I feel like we've seen some very high highs, which have been great, some incredibly low lows, which have been not so great. If we just go out there and play a kind of a average, middle of the road, if everyone to this team plays to their kind of what we expect them to be on any given day, I think we win this game. I mean, I don't know. That's my loose thought on it. I just feel like everyone needs to, all right, a lot, new coach, new this, new that, a lot of variability. Let's just kind of calm down and play a football game tonight, I don't know what you guys have anything to say about that. It just feels like there's been wild swings with this team. And I'd like to see that kind of normalize a bit here.
Yeah, I think you make a great point there, and I kind of mentioned that at the top of the show. I think, fans are gradually going to be disappointed with this team, and I think they do when you look at the circumstances that this team entered the season in. 14 plus years now, no playoffs, the excitement obviously with Aaron Glenn hyping up this fan base all offseason. But I think, again, people forget building a new culture, finding players that fit your scheme and fit your culture takes time. You don't just flick your fingers, you have a winning organization, especially with the Jets. So I think people need to realize that it takes time to do that as well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and, you look at the last 3 games, give us one of those and we're right where everyone kind of thought we would be in the beginning of the season. At 1 and 2, we're not. But, as has been a theme on this stream, we've, this game is one of those must wins. And then you go to Dallas with a whole new energy. Or does Dallas come here? I don't know.
Yeah.
Home game for the Jets. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then who knows what could happen from there. So this is a very, very important game. Like I'm with you when I know you say every game's a must win, but this one really is.
Yeah.
And like Buffalo was not a must win. Things weren't must wins, but this one really is. And so I just hope we get a nice, clean game. I would really like. I think I read a great article on all the history of Aaron Glenn with the Dolphins. And, obviously he's had some of those moments that really sharpened him early on in his career. Obviously the fake spike happened at the hands of Marino and the Dolphins. So I think he's been, heads down. I feel like I haven't heard much from him this week. I haven't heard about an Aaron Glenn press conference crazy thing. I think they're focused. And there's a lot. Aaron Glenn has circled this one on the calendar is really what I think.
Yes, definitely.
All right, yeah, that's all I got, guys. Go Jets. Let's hopefully call in tomorrow with some happy things to say about this squad.
There we go.
Thanks so much for the call, Tanner.
See you guys.
Love it.
Great stuff there.
Some positivity in Jets land. It would definitely feel a lot better to get the monkey off the back and get your first win of the year, even at 1 and 3. 1 and 3 looks so much better than 0 and 4, Connor.
Yeah, so much better. Just get the first win. Break through. I want to see Aaron Glenn celebrating his first win as the head coach of the NYJ tonight. I just want to see it. I want to see it, Matt.
Absolutely. I do think it's about time for our hot take or bold prediction for the game here. We're reaching the 1 hour mark of our show here.
Here we go. Let's do it. You want to start us off, Matt?
Yeah, I will start us off. I think the Jets have 175 rushing yards in this game as a team. That would be closer to what they did in week 1. I'll say $175 on the ground. Breece Hall gets in the end zone.
There we go. Very, very, very interesting take. I was going to take a Jelani Woods pick again because Dolphins are so susceptible, but he's inactive again. I was going to take something with LT3 as well. That was my backup. He's also inactive. I'll say this. Andrew Beck receiving touchdown. Hot take. Red zone, lined up as a fullback right behind Justin Fields. Little curl route out of the backfield. Andrew Beck touchdown. That's my hot take. I've actually been really pleased with what I've seen on a side note regarding Andrew Beck, Mac. Like, I know he's not like a flashy guy, but the blocking that we've seen from him in that role, and I'll give my flowers to Jeremy Ruckert. I was more critical of him than ever this offseason, and he had a great game blocking last week. Minimize the whiffs. The one play after watching it back on all 22, he really messed up on the Braylon Allen play that was stopped behind the line on 4th down. He completely misunderstood his assignment right from the gate. But with the exception of that, like, he wasn't a complete liability. So now turn those positives into wins.
We got a couple hot takes in the chat too. The Reluctant Earthling says Jets and Finns get their first turnovers on consecutive possessions.
Interesting. Not what I was expecting. But that could certainly happen when you look at the two quarterbacks. Justin Field hasn't thrown an interception yet this season, but we know he certainly has a history of doing that.
Yeah, hopefully it's a Jets turnover that the Jets then get a turnover back on and get momentum after that. I don't want it to be, oh, Dolphins turn it over, Jets in good field position, and then like a Justin Fields fumble. I want the reverse. I want the Jets to be the last team that ends up with the ball.
Yes, there we go. Let's roll with that. And look, the turnover battle is so important. And my dad always says when we're watching the games, come on, get a stop here. It's like, I've lost all faith in this defense even generating a stop. That's how bad they've been when it comes from forcing turnovers.
DTN says my bold take is Tua gets 2 interceptions and picked off by Sauce and maybe Jamie and Sherwood.
Man, a great game from Sherwood would go a long way tonight. It's going to get to a point where if him and MC2 continue to play like this, well, we saw this from MC2 all of last year, give him the benefit of the doubt since he was injured. But if it gets to a point where we see this continuously, I'm going to have to think, like, how much of a role did Saleh play in their success? You know, if Sherwood continues to play at this rate through the entirety of the year, I'm certainly going to be concerned.
Yeah, no, it definitely would be concerning. And both guys could use it. Both Sherwood and Sauce could use an interception on their stat sheet tonight. I feel like that'd get some positive momentum going for both those guys.
Yeah, I mean, Sauce had a great first game of the year. People are going to be critical of him no matter what now that he got paid. Same old's true for Garrett Wilson. But again, for Sauce defying all critics, it's going to be great.
We also got Marcelo says Garrett Wilson over 100 yards. I think he has a good chance to go over 100. I think he's going to get targeted a lot.
I mean, this secondary, Matt, is so weak. If there's a game for the Jets to push the ball downfield, it's today. I want to see first play of the game. I want Justin Fields to chuck it over 20 yards downfield. Not maybe first play, but first passing attempt of the game, throw it 20 plus yards downfield. That's what I want to see. Because, you know, I'm watching these games yesterday, and yesterday was great, by the way, Matt, just sitting back, watching Red Zone, watching football being played without the Jets having to ruin our Sunday. I was sitting back and I was watching, and I was like, look at these teams pushing the ball downfield, making big plays. The Jets rarely do that on first or second down when you're able to afford to do that. So I want to see that tonight.
I like it. I like that. Should we close with our final score predictions for this game? I don't think we've done that
Let's
yet.
roll with that, Matt.
All right. So I'm going to predict the Jets win. I have the Jets winning 27-24. I think I said they run for 175 yards in this game. I think Brees gets 80. Justin Fields gets another 70. And then we go from there. What's your score prediction for this game?
I hate to do this. I have the Jets losing. I picked them to win I picked them to win last week, I think, and I picked them to win week 1. So I had higher expectations. Maybe this will break the curse. I have them losing 20. I think I said 31-27. I think it is. Certainly could win this game. I'm hoping. I'm going to be rooting the hardest I think I ever have for the Jets to win tonight. So I'm going to have no voice tomorrow.
Nice.
Don't ruin my Tuesday. Come on. Get a win, New York. Get a win. Maybe the thing is me saying they're going to lose. Maybe that's what happens.
Genergy saying it no. Connor say it ain't so. Maybe I'm going to spin this for you. I don't know if this is what you're actually doing or not, but I'm going to spin it for you as you're trying to mush yourself, right? Like you're predicting a Dolphins win, and then you're going to get your prediction wrong, right?
Wink, wink.
That's what that was.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you, Matt. You always got my back.
I said we were about to wrap it up, but we did have another call chime in, and I feel like we can't end the show without hearing from our guy, Johnny Boy. Johnny, what's going on, man?
Matt, Connor, what's going on, guys?
How we doing?
I need some type of sports win because my college squad lost Saturday. We had the final collapse of the Mets last night and then today. So last time I was on the show, I said a prediction, and I'm kind of on the same boat with Connor. So I feel like if I say, but I can't do it, bro. I just can't because I hate the Dolphins that much. The Jets are spanking some Dolphin booty today. All right. 31-17. We're going off. Justin Fields is going to have 2 tutties tonight. That's what I say, man.
There we go.
Lips to God's ears, man. That sounds like a fantastic night. I have them sweating it out in a 27-24 win, but it'd be so nice to have like a decisive win in prime time. We never get those.
Dude, I need something, man. I was flipping out Saturday. Sunday, I don't even want to, I mean, you know, Matt, I hit you up, man. So, Connor, I know you're a Met fan too, man. So
yes.
You felt the pain as well, bro. So,
oh, it's brutal. And again, like I said earlier, I don't even think they deserve to be in the playoffs. So I wasn't as mad just with yesterday as most people. It's so disappointing that, like, I don't even think they deserve to be in the playoffs. And I'm so I'll say this. I was so happy that Soto wasn't the last out of the year because, you know, if
you imagine?
If Lindor, had a double there and drove in whoever was the biggest thing. The biggest takeaway for me from yesterday's game is they couldn't freaking capitalize with runners in scoring position, and it hurts so much because the Reds lost. The Mets controlled their own destiny pretty much. If they won, they were in. So the fact that they couldn't capitalize with runners in scoring position, and yeah, I'm just happy that Soto wasn't the last out because we know all the headlines today: $820 million man last out of the Mets season, and it would have been all on Soto. So happy that wasn't the case, but
I tell you guys this: I don't want Mendoza gone. I know a lot of people do want Mendoza gone, and they already said it, which is awesome. But I don't want him gone. They need to get rid of like the third base coach, the pitching coach, the batting
coach. Yeah,
like it's those are the things I need to get.
Jeremy Hefner has had way too many lives as this team's pitching coach. Sure, the pitching was unhealthy. Sure, the pitching wasn't great, but it's just one of those things where you need to start fresh and get a new body in there.
Bring up the guys from bring up the coaches from Syracuse because they're doing good, man. So, but hey, it's about the Jets, baby. We are squishing the fish. We must destroy that. Cut the head off of the dolphin. I mean, look at that ugly freaking dolphin crap that they have. It's just it's hideous. It's disgusting. And went from the little stupid helmet on the actual dolphin that didn't fit now to some sun that's essentially cooking the dolphin, right? I mean, that's what I see. But hey, I appreciate you boys. Keep killing as always, man. JETS. Jets.
There we go, Johnny. Boy, I love to hear it.
Love it. One of our faves, Johnny, one of our biggest.
Absolutely.
I think that's a good way to end the show with some positivity here. New York Jets kicking off in about an hour from now. It's been a blast hanging with you, Connor, pregame here, as always.
There we go. Absolutely, Matt. So great to be with you. Shout out to all the real ones out there. Hopefully the Jets get a win, and we got every single fan bought back in. Heading into Dallas, looking at the playoff picture. Super fun doing this with you, as always, my friend. And go Jets, baby. Hour and 3 minutes away from kickoff. Can't wait.
That'll do it. I'm Matt. He's Connor. We'll catch you next week.